Hi 10th graders, welcome to your first video of our new unit. I am super excited about this unit. It is our book club unit because you all actually get to choose a book that you are interested in to read. So today our lesson is about finding a book that you're going to enjoy reading for this unit. So some of you might be thinking, like, how am I going to even know if I will be interested in a book? How do I pick a book that I'm going to enjoy? And that's what we're going to talk about. So for the unit, you get to choose a book, and it's basically almost any book, but there are a couple specific rules that you have to follow when you're choosing your book. So the book should be at least 150 pages. It needs to be at your Lexile level, and it needs to be interesting to you. So that one, the third one, is super important because if in a couple weeks you are not reading and you're not staying on pace with the unit and you tell me, well, I hate this book, I'm going to say that's your own fault. You chose the book. So you need to choose something that you're actually interested in and that is exciting to you. So one of the rules is that you need to choose a book that is at your Lexile level. So what is Lexile and how do you find out what your Lexile level is? Lexile is a measure of reading ability. So it tells you your reading ability and also a measure of how difficult a text is. So any given book has a Lexile level, and that means kind of how difficult it is to read and understand. It's from the National Institute of Child Health and Human Development, and it's not an exact measurement, but it is a good indicator of ability and difficulty. It's a level, not a score, so reading is also a skill that we need to practice in order to improve at. And so just because you have a certain Lexile level right now, you can always improve on that, and how we improve is just by practicing, which is what we're going to do in this unit. We are going to practice reading quite a bit. So Lexile is something that's determined when you take the FastBridge reading test, which we did in the fall and the winter. And so I actually have a list of all your scores from FastBridge. So I have your Lexile level in a document. And right now, I actually want you to pause this video and come up to my desk, ask me what your Lexile level is, because you're going to need to write that in your packet, and that's going to help you pick a book that is at an appropriate level for you. So now that you have your Lexile level, this is just kind of an overview of what Lexile levels are covered in each grade. So when you get to middle school, you're going to start reading things that are in like the 900 Lexile range. And in 9th and 10th grade, where we're at right now, you're going to be reading things in kind of the 1,000 to 1,300 Lexile range. How do you find out a book's Lexile? So book's level is determined by Metametrics, and they predict and assess how difficult a book might be for a reader. And that's based on word frequency and sentence strength. So it's kind of like how difficult are the words in the book, how complex are the sentences, and how difficult is it going to be for you to understand. Lexile.com is actually a resource to help you determine the Lexile of any particular book. So if you already have a book in mind that you're interested in reading, go to Lexile.com and look up the Lexile for it to see if it matches your level. There's also a book cart in my room, in the classroom, and on the back of a lot of those books, it already lists the Lexile level for you. So you can also just flip it over, look at the back cover, and see if it already says the Lexile level. So here is the Lexile.com website. You'll go to Lexile Tools, click on Find a Book, and then you just type in the title or the author, and it will tell you the book's Lexile level. So how do you use that Lexile level to make sure that you're picking a good book, a book that's at your reading level? I want you to try as hard as you can to find a book within 100 points of your Lexile level. So if you're at like 1,500, I want you to find a book to read that's like at 1,600 or 1,400 or right around your Lexile level. And that just means that it's an appropriate difficulty for you, and that'll make it easier for you to be interested and engaged if it's something that you understand. If your Lexile level is over 1,000, you need to find a book that is either at a higher level of 1,000 or it's over 250 pages. So again, just check out whatever book you're interested in and make sure the Lexile is at a good level for you. Another thing we can think about when we're picking a book to read is genre. And that just means like the type or the category of the book. So I want you to think about movies or TV shows that you like. Do they tend to be scary or funny or dramatic, or maybe you like romances or sci-fi? So that is the genre, and it'll help you pick a book that is interesting to you. We have a whole ton of genres in the classroom library and in the media center. So think about if you want to look for maybe a horror book, or a book about sports, or a historical fiction book. You can also just Google like sci-fi books for high school students and a whole list will come up. If you have a book that you really enjoyed reading recently, that author has probably written other books and maybe you would like those books too. So you can look that up on Goodreads or Amazon to try and find books by authors that you enjoy. If you know that you prefer ebooks, you like to listen to a recording, the Media Center at Cooper actually has this kind of app on the website that is a resource for a bunch of ebooks. So I can help you find that, but it's on the Media Center website. And if you know that you want to look for an audiobook, this is a good option. There's also these two websites, and I've posted these slides on Schoology so that you can actually go and click on the links, but these have free audiobooks as well. So I really want you to take your time to choose a book that is at a good level for you and something that you're really interested in. I want you to look at the author, the genre, the Lexile, and the length. And then once you have a couple books in mind that you think you might be interested in, I want you to actually test them out. So I want you to read the book for at least 3 minutes, pick up the book you're interested in, set a timer, read for 3 minutes, and then be honest with yourself about your reaction. Maybe you're like instantly hooked and you're like, yes, this is the book for me, but maybe you don't like it and you're not interested, and then you should move on to the next one. So I need you to look at least 3 books and give them a try. And then you're going to narrow down your selection to actually pick the book that you want to read. Another final kind of rule is that you cannot choose a book you've already read. So if you read something in middle school, can't read it again for this unit. But other than that, it's kind of up to you. So make a good choice and spend some time exploring some different books.